Hi guys, we're back, and today I'm with Coach Renee. And in the first part of pillar preparation, we talked about soft tissue, preparing the tissue to get ready for the second step in pillar preparation, which is mobility. So in mobility, now we're going to start to really have the shoulders communicate with the hips down to the torso, looking to increase core temperature and increase blood flow to the tissue that's going to be used during your training session. So the first one, a lot of you are going to be familiar with this, we've been doing it for quite a while, is called quad hip flexor stretch, half kneeling. So I'm going to actually have Renee start in half kneeling position. So a good position to start in is you want back toe curled under, and then you're going to roll the hips under, tuck the hips, and then from here I'm going to have Renee lead with her belt buckle forward into that lean to get that nice stretch, immobilized through the quad and the hip flexor here. You're going to pause for 2 seconds, and then you're going to come back out of that stretch. Now notice there's great communication. Her whole body is moving together, the shoulders down to the torsos, into the hip, into the stretch. And that is your quad hip flexor stretch, half kneeling. All right guys, the next one is quadruped rocking with abduction. So a lot of you guys are going to be familiar with this one as well. So I'm going to ask Renee to actually extend her left leg just far enough where she can get her foot flat. So from here, what we're looking for before we even start rocking is a nice flat back. So I'm going to have Renee screw her arms into the body like screws going into drywall. Now she's got a nice flat back. And the rock back is actually started with heavy hands pushing through the earth, like you got roots going right down to the center of the earth. She's going to rock back into that. Nice flat back the whole way through. Notice how she's rocking with the hips, not the lower back. She's going to pause for 2 seconds and then come back up to that top position. Notice how when she comes back to the start, her shoulders are also stacked above her hands. So again, that move communicating from the floor into the shoulders, down to the torso, into the hips, giving you a nice stretch to the groin. All right guys, so the next movement in the mobility series, or the foundational movements for basic pillar, is called 90-90 with arm sweep. So a lot of this might be familiar to you, but we're going to cue it up a little bit differently. So I'm going to ask Renee to actually lie on her side with her hips stacked and her shoulders stacked. And we're going to take a foam roller and then we're going to place her leg at a 90-degree angle. That's hence the 90-90. So 90 degree from the hip into the knee, down into the heel. So the foam roller, what I'm going to ask her to do is make pretend it's like a grape, where you're not squeezing the juice out of it, but you want to keep it in place. So there's some pressure there, but just enough not to let it go. Then I'm going to have her start with the thumb into the floor. And notice, right now, she's in a good position where the hips activated, the torso's activated, which is going to allow good rotation through the spine as she comes through. So now she's going to sweep the arm up, eyes are going to follow the hand through. She's going to try to open up the best she can there. And then she's going to bring that hand up close, flip the thumb, bring it up, and then she's going to tuck it up and then put it back in her back pocket. Come through, sweep all the way back through, flip the thumb, back to your start position. Typically on something like this, we like to see about 3 reps on each side. All right guys, so the next movement in the series is called lat stretch with heel sit. So what you're going to need on this one is a foam roller. What I'm going to have Renee do is she's going to start with her palms up. So 2 things I'm looking for here is arms are on train tracks, palms facing up, and the elbows are going to stay parallel. So she's going to roll out while trying to keep her butt back on her heels as far as she can. And when she gets to a position where she can no longer go, I just want her to pause for 2 seconds and really reach, feel a stretch down to the lat, down into the hip there. And then she's going to slowly come out of that, almost back to that start position, right about there. And then she'll roll back out. And notice how she's doing a great job keeping those arms in tracks, the elbows, the palms are facing up. It's a little bit harder the further you reach. And then back to that start position. Looking for about 5 reps on those. All right guys, so the next movement in the mobility series is quad stretch sideline with rotation. So I'm going to have, again, Renee lying on her side. This time we're going to add a yoga block. So it's going to offer some comfort and keep her cervical spine in a neutral position. And then I'm going to have her, again, take this knee out into a 90-90 position. Now the bottom hand is going to hold the knee in place. So here you want to imagine magnets in the earth pulling the knee down into the floor. That's gonna stay there the whole time. And then I'm gonna ask her to grab the back leg and the back ankle. So two things we're essentially looking for here is trying to separate the knees as far as possible by kicking this leg back, all the while keeping that front knee pinned to the floor. So if she can get into that good stretch, really trying to get good stretch through here, really kicking that foot back. Second thing we're looking for, now I'm gonna ask her to dip the shoulder back, getting some nice rotation through the T-spine there. Here, you're gonna not really hold for seconds, but you're gonna hold for 2 to 3 breaths. Once you get 2 to 3 breaths, then you're gonna kind of relax out of that, and then you're gonna kick back into that again, that stretch. So notice how she got a little more separation there. So you're looking at great mobility in the top hip here, bottom hip in the front, hip flexor, external rotators here in the top hip, a good stretch for the quad. Typically you want to do about 2 to 3 on each side. Now, if you have any trouble getting your ankle here, and actually even your ankle could probably use a strap, get into a better position and just wrap that around the foot. And now let's see how much more of a range of motion you can get into there. That's even much better on that third rep on the strap. And that is the mobility series.